Boss, thanks for joining us. Disappointing after the penalty shootout, but a very good performance.
Yeah, you've sort of summarised my debrief at the end of the game there before the penalties, to be honest, Dave, because my message to the boys was, do I want you to win the penalty shootout? Yeah, of course I do. Do we want to progress into the next round? Yeah, of course. Do I think the performance at times warranted us progressing to the next round? And I think the answer to that is also yes. But my message to the boys was, whatever happens, whether it's elation and enjoyment after the next penalty shootout, or it's disappointment at the fact of us not getting through, please remember the quality of the performance and the things that we've spoken about in the last week to 10 days, and how you've gone out and delivered that tonight. And I'm delighted in the way that we performed.
Several of those players have given you some problems now for Saturday, because they'll be expecting and demanding and possibly deserving a place in the starting 11 for Oldham.
Yeah, and we probably haven't been in that position for a while now. We had a sort of fairly fit and healthy squad at the start of the season, and there was a lot of competition for places, but I think in recent times it hasn't been quite as much of that. So it's going to be difficult. I looked round at the squad even yesterday, selecting the squad to travel today, and you would have noticed obviously one or two players that weren't with us this evening. So yeah, it's difficult, but I think I'd much rather be in that position rather than scratching my head as to what team I was going to put out there.
You could start with the number one, couldn't you? There, Sam Sargent is a patient young goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he continues to deliver the performances that we. When I say hope, I don't mean that in a negative towards Sam Sargent. What I mean is you put a goalie in that hasn't played for a little while, hasn't had as many games as others. You sometimes wonder what his performances are going to look like, as he's the same with the outfield players. So Sarge continues to impress, and I think he's gone again today and shown that he's a contender for the number one spot.
And Jamie Turley proved his fitness for that performance.
Yeah, delighted with Turles and with a number of other players, really. That I was asked a question earlier in the week, was we going to play squad players tonight? And I said to him, I think looking at the squad, you'd struggle to select who are squad players and who are not by the people that travel this week, because you got players that are out the team like Jamie Turley, like Marvin Ekpetita, amongst others that I knew were going to play this evening, that you wouldn't regard them as squad players as such, albeit they've not been in the team starting of late. So I was delighted for Jamie that he come through a competitive 90 minutes again today, and the same with Conor Wilkinson, Leanne Goal as well, in terms of adding to the minutes on their returns.
A young midfield, but they both impressed, didn't they, young George and Hector?
Yeah, I felt that the position that we chose for George tonight gave him a little bit more of a licence to get around the pitch. He's got a lot of energy. He can run. He can cover ground. And sometimes playing him as that deep one in midfield, we probably restrict him a little bit, and he has to show a little bit more discipline than he does in that more advanced role. And then I think to follow up, that allows him and Josh Wright to make those sorts of runs and cover the ground that they're capable of doing was another fantastic performance from Hector Cipriano. He's been a player that I've known for a long, long time, and when I came back to the club 2 or 3 years ago, kept saying to Webby, I know this kid's going to be a good player, and I think tonight's gone another step towards proving the capabilities that he's got.
Leanne Goal and Conor Wilkinson sort of demonstrated tonight just how much you've missed them.
Yeah, they're fantastic talents, the pair of them. I think they link up really, really well. As did Jordan Maguire-Drew, I think, particularly in the first half. He probably got pinned back and then had a little bit more responsibility as a defender, or had to show defensive side of his game in the second half. But I thought the front three really performed well and were a real threat in the first half.
Will James Brophy and Craig Clay be in contention for Saturday?
Certainly James Brophy will. Craig Clay was heavily flued up, sick if you like, yesterday. Didn't come in, and obviously I took the decision then to sort of take that away from him. I had a difficult conversation with him on the phone last night, because Craig's one of them players that will play as long as he can stand on his 2 feet and put himself out there. He'll give everything, and he wants to perform. But I had to sort of take that away from him last night and say to him, spend the day at home, spend the day in bed, get your recovery in, so that we can see you on Friday and make an assessment as to whether you're capable or not, one, to travel, and two, to be on the pitch.
And finally for me, Josh Coulson.
Yeah, to be honest, it was a decision that I made, that I was always going to play Marv and Jamie Turley this evening, because I felt that they both deserved an opportunity. Turl's obviously been out for a long, long time, played at right back and performed well in the last home game against Forest Green. And Marv probably was taken off, I forget what the game was now, a number of weeks ago, found himself then playing at right back and then found himself out the team. So probably not through any real negativity from him other than coming out of the team and us going on a bit of a decent run. So I felt they both deserved that opportunity. Had that conversation with them last week and said, get yourself focused to go and get put in performances tonight and give yourself a chance to get back in the team in league games.
Thanks, Ross. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.